everybody feeling? Feeling good?
Feeling good.
All right.
You look beautiful.
How about you?
You look like a stunning Princess Fairy.
Thank you, Tori. Wow.
Thank you.
This is a dress that my daughter would wear for sure. So I'm channeling her.
You
I
look
am.
beautiful.
If she was driving a stagecoach, yes.
Excuse me?
I like it. It's very Dr. Quinn medicine woman.
I'll take it.
that.
She's
She was-
beautiful.
yes,
I
everybody
love
liked
that
her.
show. So thank you for that
Tori
compliment.
said thank you, and you didn't even reciprocate it. She just goes, thank you.
All right, we're going to get to it because
Still
this is
good.
a very important story and something that we followed from the very beginning. So full circle moment here. Did you all see the sit-down interview? So Robin Roberts sat down with WNBA star Brittney Griner, who is speaking out for the first time since her release from a Russian prison less than 2 years ago. And if you recall, Brittney was sentenced to 9 years hard labor after she mistakenly left vape cartridges with cannabis oil in her luggage. Here's what she said about the moment that she realized her mistake.
Like my whole heart just fell out of my body. Just this overpowering feeling of like whoa, like elevator dropped from underneath my feet. And I'm just like, man, my life is over right here.
What do you say to the skeptics?
I would say, have you ever forgot your keys in your car, left your car running? Have you ever, where's my glasses? They're on top of your head. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. It's just so easy to have a mental lapse, Granted, my mental lapse was on a more grand scale, but it doesn't take away from how that can happen.
And Brittney is also speaking out about what conditions were like in the Russian jail where she was held, and it is pretty shocking. Take a listen.
The mattress had a huge blood stain on it, and they give you these thin 2 sheets, so you're basically laying on bars. From middle of my shin to my feet, stuck through the bars, which in prison, you don't really want to stick your leg and arm through bars, because someone go up and grab it, break it, twist it, and that's what was going through my mind.
You were only allowed 1 roll of toilet paper that had to last you a month.
There was 2-3 months where we didn't get anything.
And the toothpaste had expired, 15 years?
It was 15 years ago. That toothpaste was expired. We used to put it on the black mold to kill the mold on the walls.
Wow. One of the things that was widely covered here in America while this whole thing was going on was the fact that Brittney lost her signature locks while she was detained in Russia. And here's what she had to say about that.
What was that like, losing that part of you too?
Honestly, it just had to happen. We had spiders above my bed, making nests. My dreads started to freeze. They would just stay wet and cold, and I was getting sick. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
And Brittney also talked about how dark things got, saying that she even contemplated suicide at points. And even now, she talked about how hard this experience has been. Watch.
I don't think I've really gotten through all the way that I didn't let down, everybody in my family. And it was just, I think I'm still trying to get through that part.
Still to this day?
All of this is in preparation for Brittney's new memoir, Coming Home, which comes out May 7th. Erica, what did you think of this interview?
I can't watch it yet.
Okay.
I can't. It's hard to even watch clips of it. I remember when the story first came out, and we obviously didn't know all the details, but we did know what, in my opinion, was the most important, is that she was detained in Russia. Some people had information that clearly couldn't or wouldn't be shared. There were so many theories about what was happening, but I just remember seeing the story and seeing her, and I remember saying on the show, I just see her and I see my sister. And it was just very personal for me. It still is. I can't, I think that when we talk about like humanitarian or like lack of humanitarian conditions and what that does to someone's mind and their psyche and stuff, and there were so many conversations, and a lot of them were not in her favor. And I know that people are still going to continue to say that, you know, it's her fault and this happened and never would have happened had she not done this. And I just think of every terrible decision that I've made in my life and how you know, grace has gotten me through a lot of things, and I think a lot of times people forget how much they owe to grace in general. So this is a woman who has, you know, suffered the consequences of her lapse in judgment, and is able to tell the story about it. And I want to sit and watch the interview. I just am not emotionally ready to watch that interview right now.
I thought about myself and just messing around overseas. And Jeff, I immediately thought about you and all the countries you've been to. It's hard for people in this country to understand other countries are not playing around. That movie Broke Down Palace. Yep. I mean,
true story.
And I think about how silly me and my friends were overseas and how naive we were.
Yeah. You really have to watch what you're doing, and no disregard or disrespect to Brittney or what you're going through. I know how personal that is to you. You really have to watch what you're doing. We take for granted that we're Americans and we think we could put up a fight and they're going to come get us. Brittney's lucky she was in the position she was in for America to go get her, right? We traded for the merchant of death. So that was a big trade. We got her back, and she's an American, and we needed her back. But we also have people over there that we need to get back as well. Again, no disrespect to Brittney at all, but there's a Marine over there who signed up to fight for this country, and as a patriot over there, we need to go get him as well.
Paul Whelan is his name.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he is still over there, and Brittney.
And that's, again, not disrespect. I don't want to conflate the two because people are going to put those. I don't want to conflate the two.
No.
I just wanted to say, don't take it for granted the freedoms that we have here, people complaining every day. When you do those things in other countries, do some research on what happens to you in other countries when you have this types of lapse in judgment, being a woman, being gay. In other countries, look up and see what happens to you in other countries, and then check how happy you should be here.
Yeah, due process is a precious thing.
Good conversation.